The Owl House has been on absolute fire. So much has been going on in the show, from Luce enrolling in Hexside, learning new spells, to insane development from both Amity and Willow, alongside plentiful, beautifully animated shipping fuel. But probably the most enticing plot point right now was one introduced at the end of Enchanting Grom Fright. The startling revelation that, although Luce has been spending her entire summer in the demon realm, making new friends and new memories, someone else has been writing letters to Luce's mom, Camilla, masquerading as Luce under the guise that she is still attending summer camp. Mic drop. What I find so interesting about this development is that there can only be a few select candidates, yet it raises some pretty big eyebrows. But really, there's only one I'm super confident in. But I do want to share another idea prompted by a common suggestion I saw in my comment section and tweets throughout the past week. Of course, spoiler warning, if you do not want to know anything about the upcoming episodes of The Owl House, please click off now. With all that said, let's dive in. At the time of recording this, we only have 3 episodes remaining in Season 1. Wing It Like Witches, which appears to be the calm before the storm, although, in all honesty, it was probably the episode I was most excited for from the new trailer, and as crazy as that sounds, it's solely because it completely sold me on the concept of a goofy sports competition episode. But afterwards, we had the final 2 episodes of Season 1, which really appear to be connected. Like, I'm almost expecting a major to be continued at the end of the first one. Agony of a Witch, which sees Luce attend a field trip to Emperor Belos' domain, and Youngblood Old Souls, which has an extremely vague synopsis of Luce being put to the test. But from what we did see in the promos, if there's a chance that Luce attacking Lilith, who has King in hand, actually turns out being from the season finale, it could be a prison break rescue mission of sorts. Something I speculated previously to parallel the series premiere. And I believe it could be within this season finale that we learn who is responsible for forging letters from Luce. Now, I want to get a common but very logical explanation out of the way, Amity, and I've seen this suggestion because the handwriting of her invitation to Grom and the handwriting of the letters being written to Luce's mother are pretty damn identical. But I'm not really buying it because I doubt Amity has the means to figure out where Luce lives in an entirely separate dimension. And the similar handwriting may not be a detail, but potentially a font chosen by the team, assumably to make things easier for both overseas animation and for the handwriting itself to be swapped out in other languages. That being said, my number one confident choice is of course Ida, who I imagine can figure out where Luce lives pretty quickly on the account of her having a magic gateway right next to the house. Why? Well, look at how quickly attached Ida has grown to Luce. Ida always refers to Luce as her kid. She takes pride in Luce's progress as a witch. And at this point, it's been made pretty clear through her actions that she will do almost anything for Luce. Like seriously, Ida, King, and Luce might be a top 5 Disney family. We were already told what family is to Ida through the rescue mission for King's crown.
King and I don't have much in this world, we only have each other. So if that dumb crown is important to him, it's important to me.
As opposed to a biological family member, Lilith. These are 2 people who very clearly still care for and love one another, but because of how dicey their sibling relationship has gotten, Ida won't do anything for Lilith. And although Lilith can be lenient for Ida, considering Ida is still a free woman, her soft spot may shine a little bit brighter, but it still ultimately isn't enough for Lilith to stand up for what's right and abandon the Emperor's coven. And remember, it's been implied that Ida is the big sister, terrorizing bullies for messing with her sister, as revealed in Ida's student record. I say all of this about Lilith, especially Ida being the big sister, because what Ida had with Lilith, she sees in Luce. Someone who looks up to her, admires her, and in a way kinda wanted to be like her, and she's not ready to give that up. Plus, it justifies the opening of Enchanting Grom Fright with Ida running to Earth real quick, because if it wasn't Ida, then what was the purpose of planting that seed there? Yeah, we got an internet joke out of it, but for an episode to start with Ida in the human world, and we never see her in this opening scene, we have no idea what she's up to. It needs to serve a purpose beyond a nugget of world building, but the best way to connect it would be with the episode's ending, silently telling us Ida's business. Luz. We initially would just assume that she's out collecting human memorabilia, but with the context of the episode's ending, we know that instead, her attachment to Luz, or more so, her toxic coping mechanisms knowing the reality of the situation, creates a desire to prevent Luz from ever returning to Earth. Right now, it could be to just keep Luz there for a little bit of time. Maybe she'll come home perfectly at the end of summer, but then maybe that'll turn into missing a week of school, then missing a quarter, a semester, a year. Why would Luz want to go back? She has everything she wants right here. And again, with Ida's definition of family, it makes sense why she would be in denial over the fact that Luz has a mother waiting for her back home. But I do have one more idea, and that was just from everyone suggesting that, hey, maybe the camp itself is sending the letters. Missing child after all. And at first, I initially thought, nah, that's not too interesting of a twist, unless they're gonna suddenly introduce another plot point with the camp itself. But then I realized there are a lot of parallels between Reality Check Camp and the Conformatorium. Now, I speculated before at the start of the series that Luz could have family inside the demon realm that we have yet to be introduced to. Some coveted heritage that Emperor Belos and his coven views as a threat. So when they learned that this mysterious family member had ties in the human realm, not just children and teens pursuing an education, or grown-up adults with full-time occupations, but a young, quirky oddball with a fascination with witches, that's when they would want to keep an eye on her. Again, perhaps Ida bringing Luz into the demon realm wasn't even a coincidence. I mean, come on. Who'd he just happen to grab Luz's book about witches that belonged to someone who's aspiring to be the main character? I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if one side of this battle knew that the other was planning to abduct Luz. Actually, it would make more sense if the Emperor was planning to abduct Luz, Ida caught wind of it, and swooped in to save the day. And Reality Check Camp actually would have just turned out to be the Conformatorium. The warden from the first episode is slated to make a return, and this could even explain why Luz was accepted into Hexside. Why Bump, who actually turned out to be a cool dude, may not actually be a cool dude, and his lenience towards Luz is all a part of the Emperor's plan. Darn, we don't have her in our clutches, but maybe we can do something else. Have her attend Hexside, and try to make her into the Emperor's Coven's future, strongest human being. Ida having Albert lure Luz into the demon realm in order to keep her safe, but remaining unaware of Emperor Belos' true plan. But, you know, I still think it's Ida writing the letters. But with all that said, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think? Who do you believe is writing these mysterious letters? And check out Hey It's Rebecca Rose's video on this topic. Any possibility is a good possibility in the situation. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids. And for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at Fox. We're also on Instagram. Help the Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please sort of like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. Fox signing out.